So apologies, I was in the wrong room waiting to be called, and I was not called, and I was wondering what's happening. Fortunately, I was fetched and brought here. I hope my slides come up. I have 5 minutes, so just one idea, 1.5 ideas I think I can convey. Okay, this is the summary. Okay, I don't see the slides. This is the takeaway message I want to convey. Okay, so the importance of recognition. And this is an old paper from Bix. He talks about constructive alignment, the importance of aligning the learning goals with the assessments and feedback and learning activities. Very easy, very straightforward, no? First you think what do we want to teach, then you think about the assessment, in how to assess this, and then you define your education activities to go with it. I want to add one additional point. Recognition of equal importance. Recognition at different levels. Which are the two levels? In the same way as we talk about formative assessment and summative assessment, therefore assessment which is good for learning, not just for grading, and assessment, this is formative, and assessment that is summative, that is for grading. We can talk about recognition, and please realize the terminology I'm using. No? Badges, which can be used for encouraging, for gamification, for motivation during the process of learning, and the credential, which is at the end for signaling to the outside that something has been learned. So the two things, which I have called here badges and credentials, are very similar because it's just recognizing that something has been learned by the student. I note the terms I'm using badges for motivation because there are several definitions around. I'm using badges for motivation as the formative element and credentials for signaling to the outside the process versus the product, the gamification versus the external documentation. So now, this is the theory. If we want to apply this practically today, what can you do? I mean, we have been at UC3M, my university in Madrid, participating in many different activities. We have been in the EPSI Early Adopters Program for the Diplomas use case, and the EU report as an advisor on the European approach for microcredentials. We are leading an effort with 23 universities, public universities in Spain, to provide a service for digital certification, etc., Digital, and many other things. We are in the proposal DC4EU, which will be come out soon, the results with 82 participants from 23 countries. We have Moodles and LMS where we have open badges. So in particular, when we went to, the good thing about standards is that there's so many to choose from. This is what Andrew Tannenbaum is. If we want to apply this and want to have badges for learning and credentials for signaling outside, what would you do? And this is one concrete use case, which will be starting next January, where we want to apply the two things, the badges and the credentials. This is a digital backpack for undergrad students to get some skills about digital aspects, cybersecurity, big data, machine learning, etc. And there, what we are going to do, and we have some context conditions, the Spanish law, this recommendation by the Council of the European Union, etc. And what we have decided there is to use, and this is a bit contradictory, but it's reality. No? We will use Open Badges 2.0 in Moodle for the badges, and then for each of the different modules, we will issue micro-credentials based on European Digital Credentials for Learning, EDC. And then at the end, for the 20 CTS, we will issue a paper diploma. So this is how it's today. You have to use different technologies because still there is a lot of things which does not match very well. Fortunately, Open Badges 3.0 is based on virtual credentials by W3C, and EDC is also based on it. So in the future, things will be much easier, but this is the status today. Thank you very much.